Hi everyone. Okay, so I just had another thought. This kind of had to do with just the matrix and the integration of technology and humans. So I still don't know everything about kind of what other life forms are out there and how far advanced that they are. But considering that if life is like kind of this string theory and we're all just living in parallel universes, if we're all in control of, in a way, in control of our destinies, God is always, guiding his hand and everything. But if we keep on choosing the evil inclination, basically worshiping things that are against world peace, and that is worshiping world domination in the not world peace way, we end up being the product of our choices. And I kind of see that with like technology and being a victim of gang stalking and stalkers. They're already using whatever, like the Wi-Fi, the Bluetooth, the radio waves, whatever it is to already read your thoughts. So they're already integrating technology in a way that is stealing and intrusive, which goes against God's eternal peace. That doesn't bring peace, that brings basically destruction. And if machines are basically just a reflection of humans, of what we teach it, and if we're teaching them and utilizing these devices in a way that goes against world peace, we're then in turn integrating with machines that will end up dominating us. And I think in some lifetimes they've already dominated us, and now we become enslaved by technology. And I think that's kind of what the whole matrix is about. But in this lifetime where I'm living right now, I can kind of see how that's already happening with the gang stalkers and the cults and the secret societies. They're taking advantage of technology that in turn is they're enslaving other people with it, which is going to enslave them eventually. Like, that's the pathway that we're headed towards. And if we can co-create with God, and our goal is for world peace, a utopia, no conquering or dominion or exploitation of human dignity, we have to start today by not exploiting each other through technology, because we're only teaching our fellow brothers and sisters that, and then we're teaching technology that's the way, that's the optimal way, which obviously it's not the optimal way. So when it comes to reprogramming the matrix, I think now that we have technology, we can always alter time in a way. There's going to be a timeline, and it's recorded for a reason. But by the choices that we make, we can essentially kind of rewrite history by not continuing down a way that's destructive, but continuing down a way that promotes world peace and is essentially a reflection of God, which is eternal love, abundance, prosperity, respect, all of those just good qualities that inherently we all have and that we all want. But the whole story of humanity is Adam and Eve and the fall and temptation. It's that we are kings of the world through God's glorifying God and through his blessings of giving us this rulership, but we have to use it wisely, which we learn through failing and succeeding. But we can really with his help, he's basically saying if you keep continuing down, falling for the evil inclination, and the evil inclination can show up in a lot of different ways. You guys are becoming very smart, and just always stay wise, stay discerning, and don't put too much pressure on yourself for being perfect about it, because the mistakes are necessary for us to be wiser and to be more discerning, because how do we know what is good and evil if we don't experience the evil and the good? So I don't know, that's just my 2 cents. I still don't know everything about robots and different universes and what they're doing in other universes, but just food for thought. I feel like no rush or anything, but just to be so mindful about how we really meditate and really pray with God. We all agree that world peace should be just this, just abundance, sharing, love for each other, all of these things. But right now, in this moment, when I watch the news and being a victim of and survivor of gang stalking, I still am experiencing and seeing, like, literally, like, firsthand, people still stealing, people still being greedy, people exploiting each other, and that's not what world peace is. But again, if we keep continuing on doing those behaviors, that is the world that is going to be created in our future. Literally, our present is our future. So I think having those boundaries of privacy, of respect, are really important for creating the utopia that God ultimately wants for us. But it's like, do we actually want that? Because as of right now, what I'm seeing is that people don't actually want a utopia, but they want slavery. That's basically what I'm trying to say. But yeah, I pray that even for myself, as I continue to just like reflect on the world, I'm still dealing with my own traumas and trying to work on myself and continuing to be more confident and putting myself out there and doing good deeds, helping your neighbor out, uplifting the world, and not doing anything that's destroying it. It's just, we're all trying to do that. And just not too much pressure on yourself, because we're only human. We're not perfect, but this is just food for thought. Just what I'm realizing more about, kind of like the Matrix, I guess. Okay. I hope this helps some people. And if anybody has like something to like comment about, I'd be really interested to talk more about this. Because again, I'm no expert in this. I'm only picking up on certain things as I experience life myself, while living like the experience, I guess. Okay. Thanks, everyone. Bye.